Ah, yes, back to the memory diagram. So again, I'm going to go through some, well, you've seen the memory diagram before, so I'm not going to go into that. But this time, I do have variables this time. And I am passing values in as well. So it's very different than the previous exercises, only because now this is going to have a heck of a lot more data in it that we're going to need to keep an eye on. So as you can tell from the overall structure right here, we're going to start off with main, but notice main has already got a value of int b equals gig and parentheses 1 is 6 here. So we got a lot that's going to be happening in the main. So here's the main, here's the variable b, and we don't know what b is going to be yet because remember with an equal sign, you're going to do the right hand side first. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got a gig function being called, got an m function being called. We got a lot going on. So which one of these is going to be done first? And most of us math majors, we know the inside parentheses is going to be m, so that is exactly what's going to happen. And notice the b hasn't changed. I'm still not done with anything of that yet, but the neat part is I'm going to call it m. Now, with m, I passed in two values respectively, 1 and 6. That 1 is going to be a, that 6 is going to be b, and that's what you see exactly over here. Now I have a whoop function, that's the a plus b plus, what is that, k? And k equals 3. Add all those together plus the 1, and that's how I get the whoop of 10. So notice a lot more going on here now with our memory diagram because of variables, but also notice how we passed in two values. So notice the locals are going to be listed first, and then the passed in values are going to be listed second. I personally don't mind, but just let me know which one's which. But again, it might be up to your instructor on which ones should be listed. So now we're not done yet. So we've gotten done all of this function. At the very end, we have that return whoop. Now, whoop is 10. So we're going to return that back to our main. So everything is done with that m, just like we've seen before. Now remember, this really would be deleted and returned back to the memory, so our next call would be thrown on top, but we're going to keep it just so you can see that it was there. So that value of m, which was that 10, that whoop, is being put back into main, but here's the problem. Notice, m is not done yet, or b is not really done yet. M is done, but now we have to worry about gig. So now we're going to go ahead and call gig of that second portion of the function call within the main. So in gig, we're passing, because m was actually part of the value, m is going to be 10, which we had here before. We're going to pass in 10 into gigum. So notice that in this, we have a local variable of howdy of 4, and then we have our passed in variable of rev equals 10. Now again, notice I'm completing this from top to bottom in the gig function. Now I'm not done yet because I got to return another function call, and that's back to m again, which is going to be rev and howdy. And make sure you have the order correct because rev is actually in the bottom here. That's going to be 10 and then 4. So when we have that, we're going to have another call to m. Now notice, look at gig's not done yet because it's waiting for m to get done, which we had previously. So in this thing, all the variables of adding things up again, we have k, whoop ends up equal 17, k is 3, b is 4, and a is 10. By the way, that 4 and 10, notice they're named differently. They're b and a. They were howdy and rev, but they are passed in as the formal parameters, so they're going to be renamed in that order of of 10 and 4. Notice I almost screwed it up too. So now that we're finally done, again, we're doing the top to bottom, we return whoop, there's no other function calls, thank goodness. We go ahead and get rid of that, and we pass back to the original call to gigum of 17. So now that I've returned 17 back from gigum, I can go ahead and assign the main, that b variable, local variable, to the value of 17. Then after that, when we're all said and done, that's the main going to go ahead and close out after that's done. And that's the rest for this passing of values in C++.